Hello, I'm Abrick from Felix Happich Consultancy. Today we are addressing the most critical bottleneck in the entire medical licensing lifecycle, primary source verification or PSV. Most applicants treat PSV like an automated form. They upload their documents, pay the fee, and then simply wait. That is the quickest way to stall your career for months. I want to be clear. Based on the current PQR standards, PSV is not just a digital check. It is a complex third-party verification process. External agencies must contact your medical school, your licensing board, and your previous employers to authenticate your history against federal mandates. If any link in that chain breaks, your application is not just paused, it becomes non-compliant. Today we are opening the black box of the verification process and showing you how to manage the data flow so you stay in control of your own professional path. To master PSV, you must visualize the data flow. When you initiate a request, you are creating a chain of custody that travels from the verification agency directly to your issuing authority, the university or hospital that provided your credentials. The bottleneck almost always occurs here, at the issuing authority. These institutions are not waiting for your email. They operate at their own bureaucratic pace, and they have strict internal protocols for confirming clinical training. If your application package, which we've aligned with the PQR standards, is missing a required seal, a specific signature, or if your name on the file doesn't perfectly match the school's database, they will either reject the request or worse, leave it in pending status indefinitely. The common misconception is that the verification agency is there to fix your data. They are not. They are purely the messengers. If the source institution provides conflicting information or remains silent, the agency will simply mark your application as unable to verify. Whether you manage the application yourself or with our support, it is important to make sure your issuing authority is ready to respond as soon as Dataflow Group contacts them. At Felix Happich Consultancy, we treat PSV as 80% preparation and 20% submission. You do not wait for the agency to find a problem. You proactively clear the path. Here is your pre-flight protocol. The institutional audit. Before you submit a single fee, contact your university registrar or hospital HR. Ask them directly, what is your current procedure for verifying credentials for international agencies? You need to know if they require a physical fee, a digital upload, or an official letterhead request. The letter of authorization or LOA precision. This is where most applicants fail. Your LOA must match your application name and credentials to the exact character as they appear in the PQR database. If your passport says John Allen Clifford and your degree says John A. Clifford, you have a discrepancy that will trigger an automatic pending status. Fix this with your institution before you initiate the request. The point person strategy. Do not send your documents into a void. Identify the specific administrator at your university who handles third-party verification. When the agency sends the request, a quick professional follow-up email from you, I have authorized the agency to reach out to you regarding my credentials, can turn a month-long wait into a 2-day turnaround. If you are currently in the middle of a stalled PSV, don't panic. But do be strategic. If your report shows pending for more than 15 working days, that's 15, you must take control. This is the stage where the passive applicant gets left behind. First, check your status dashboard daily. Second, contact your institution immediately to confirm they have received the request. You should be looking for a received/in-progress status, not just a request sent. I also need to talk to you about the discrepancy trap. Many applicants assume a discrepancy finding only happens if you submit a fake document. That is false. In the eyes of the regulator, a discrepancy is any piece of data that doesn't match, whether it's a typo in your graduation date, a slight variance in your degree title, or an employment end date that doesn't align with your CV. Once a discrepancy is flagged, it stays on your record as an immediate red flag that every other UAE health authority will see when you apply. You only get 1 or 2 chances to appeal. My advice? Spend extra time cross-referencing your CV, your degree, and your employment letters before you submit. Ensure every date, every title, and every name spelling is identical across every single file. A discrepancy is a mark against your credibility. Do not let a typo be the reason your application is flagged. If you're concerned about your current data flow or are uncertain of your history if it will survive the strict scrutiny of the PQR's verification protocols, don't leave it to chance. Visit the link in the description below to book a 15-minute evaluation with our team at Felix Happich Consultancy. We perform a comprehensive audit of your submission package before you hit submit, ensuring that your data path is clear and compliant with all federal mandates. Primary source verification is the gatekeeper of your entire career move. It is not a bureaucratic hurdle you endure. It is a critical process you manage. By taking ownership of your institutional sources and ensuring your documents meet the rigorous PQR standards, you remove the biggest risk factor in your transition to the UAE. At Felix Happich Consultancy, we believe that the difference between an applicant who waits months and an applicant who secures their license is simple. Strategy. If you have specific questions about a stalled verification or a unique document discrepancy, don't guess. Leave a comment below or use the link in the description to book a session with our team. We are here to ensure your path is clear. And if you want to stay ahead of these regulatory changes, make sure to hit that subscribe button right now. We post weekly strategies specifically for doctors, dentists, and health professionals navigating the UAE licensing system. It is the best way to ensure you don't miss a single update to the PQR. In our next session, we are covering Good Standing Certificate. We'll decode the timing and requirements for this essential document to ensure your licensing file remains complete and competitive. Don't let your move to the UAE be a gamble. Let it be a strategy. I'm Abrick, and I'll see you in the next one.